So you just booked your dream trip and you can't wait to shoot some juicy photos and to update those dating profiles, only to end up with something like this or that. Well, my buddies, it's not about the camera or the lens. It's most likely your relationship to the camera that you already have in your pocket. And I'm here to tell you 10 little habits that'll transform your travel photos in 2026. And just to make things clear, one of my best photos ever was taken on a regular day when I didn't even think that I was gonna shoot anything. I just happened to have my camera with me, and this was way before everybody had a smartphone with an insane camera in their pockets. This photo won a World Photography Award in street photography by applying habit number 1, which is take your camera out more than it feels necessary. So photography is about capturing a certain emotion that you felt during a time of your life. In travel, these things happen literally a minute after the other, 1 hour after the other, every single day. You're feeling new emotions, you're seeing new things, you want to show them to your friends. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a beautiful thing. So it's directly connected to reps, just like in the gym. The more photos you take, the more your visual bank increases. Now, mind you, this would have still not happened without me warming up. Just like in the gym, you gotta warm up a little bit to get your mind into that space where you notice things even more. So what happened was that it started raining a lot, and by the time I had taken some fun photos with me and my friends. And then I started noticing an anomaly. And that's when I was able to shoot this photo. And that leads us to habit number 2. Shoot before you feel inspired. Don't wait for inspiration or motivation to come blasting like a sunbeam from Raw. That's usually not how it happens. Because some days while traveling, you might not feel inspired, but you still want to shoot those days. So make sure you just take a few fun ones. You know, don't worry about it. So growing up, people would always tell me, well, I don't look good on camera. And they would ask me, why are you shooting these random streets? And I remember growing up with a little Nikon Coolpix camera, I would take pictures of everything around me. It started off with these couple of snails that I thought was pretty cool. It was very ordinary. Nobody even thinks about it. So it's not about the subject. It's more about the photographer, I would say. You know the saying, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, which leads us to habit number 3. Shoot ordinary life with a purpose. I want you to look around you and think, what matters to me? And just take a picture of that, because that's beautiful. It could be a camping trip. It could be you driving home and there's a beautiful sunset. Park the car, get out, take a few photos. That would matter to you. And that leads us to habit number 4. Chase better lighting, not better gear. Okay, this is one of the most important habits because photography is mainly about light. So I want you to learn better lighting than to Google better gear. So instead of Googling what is the best camera to travel with, I want you to ask the important questions. Where is the light coming from? Is it adding shape or form or mood to the scene? And is it soft or harsh? Things like that play a much bigger role. Here's a little tip. Go out and shoot the sunrise instead of the sunset. Sunsets are kind of cheap. Everybody's seen them. They're beautiful though. However, a sunrise, I would say this is a little bit more expensive. Most people, where they live, they've never even thought about seeing the sunrise. Go out, shoot it, get that W, and start noticing better light. I have cat hair. I love my cat though. And while you're at it, I want you to move around a little bit and find new perspectives of shooting stuff. Let me give you an example. Instead of photographing from your eye's perspective, I want you to go down and shoot like from the subject's perspective. Like flowers, instead of looking down at them, shoot from the side. Find a new perspective that nobody has seen. Which leads us to habit number 5. Work a scene instead of taking one frame and moving on. When you're traveling, move away from the crowds. Usually you'll see a hunk of people they're not photographers, let's be real. And they're shooting the same subject from the same angle. I want you to look where they are and literally go the opposite way and shoot from that way. That means that you will have ensured a picture that rarely people even see. Suddenly, it's more interesting. So I want you to answer a few questions. What is the subject? How can I make it stand out? And how do I guide the viewer's eye throughout the picture? And all these questions are really important if you want to be great. Not just good. We're looking for great here. A huge mistake that most people do is that they take the shot and then they get the out. Habit number 6 is all about slowing things down. I want you to take an extra minute before you leave the location. I promise you, there's gonna be something or someone or a group of people that will move. Maybe your composition gets better. if you move around a little bit. Maybe you'll find an extra little hieroglyph that inspires you, that you didn't see because you rushed. You can focus in on that. Now remember, these are all habits for before you go on your dream trip to visit the pyramids, and you'll most likely be facing a new set of conditions. Don't worry, I'm here to help you, and I want to tell you to book your tour at howtoegypt.com. That way you'll get free photography and videography guidance throughout the entire tour, as well as the best food, the best Egyptologists, and obviously images that you can really brag about when you get home. That being said, the same location can look different depending on the weather, light, season, and of course, time of day, which leads us to habit number 7. 7. Try to shoot the same location in different conditions. This way, when you're faced with these new set of conditions in Egypt or wherever else you're gonna travel to, you'll be prepared for whatever comes. It could be a sandstorm, it could be golden hour, it could be light, darkness, whatever it is, you'll know that your camera is gonna need these settings, so you're more prepared to go on auto. Photographing a street can look boring, but during a sunrise or a sunset, dang! This way, you'll learn one of the most important lessons in photography, which is photography isn't about finding a new place. It is understanding one place very deeply. Most people think that photography is just about pressing the shutter and using editing software just to fix mistakes or applying a filter on your face. A lot of people use it as an optional activity, where I'm here to tell you it is not. It's as much about photography as anything else we've talked about. We want to become great, right? That's why we're here. Okay, so habit number 8. Damn, I'm getting bad at this. Commit to editing your photos, because that way your photos are gonna pop where you want them to pop. It enhances your storytelling and guides the viewer much better throughout the image. Editing also makes an image feel complete in a sense. And one of the most important things about editing, it is a great teacher. When you're just sitting there looking at your photos for hours on end, you will find mistakes. Trust me, you will find things that you could have done better, and you will make better the next time. The other teacher is sharing, which is habit number 9. Share before it's perfect. Listen, I'm not gonna say perfection doesn't exist. It does exist, but it's one of the most rare feelings that you can capture. Good enough for you is amazing to the others. And while traveling, you won't have time to wait for perfection to happen. And that's okay. So, capture the photo. You've already taken an extra minute. You've chased the best lighting, etc., etc. Share it, after editing, of course. And finally, in order to become great at travel photography, you need to fully embrace this final habit, which is making photography a part of your identity. Always have the camera with you. Talk with people that photograph. Maybe join Discord online that will help you to progress more. Become, in a sense, a little bit obsessed with it. Not too much, but it becomes part of not what you do occasionally to who you are. I take photos. That's what I do. I do videos. That's who I am. And I identify with it. I am also a storyteller. I love to share things because that's what it's about. Once you embrace this, you will go from okay to good to actually great, because you're showing people your experience. And that is the most important thing, is sharing your experience. And that's what the love for photography really is all about. I'll give you an example. I've had plenty of hobbies throughout my years. I've done drumming. I have been in a swimming team. I travel a lot, or I hang out in nature. I've always wanted to just take pictures of them. That's what gives me joy. That's what makes me focus. That's what makes me appreciate. And in the end, it's all about appreciating where we are in life and all the beautiful things. So I know it might feel a lot, but these 10 little habits, they're easier than you think, and you can just get back to this video whenever you need a reminder. Of course, you can contact me at howtoegypt on Instagram if you need any more advice on photography, or if you want to book your trip to Egypt. So thanks for watching this video, and that's How to Egypt.